Thank you for listening to Voice Notes with Shyloh, a podcast hosted by me, Shylohblake, where we send voice notes to each other that are 2 minutes or less, because that is how long my phone will allow me to do voice notes when I am sending messages. And if you've listened last week and you're tuning in this week, you might be wondering, hey Shyloh, why are you saying we? Are you referring to yourself as we? And the answer is no. This week I have a guest and I'm very, very excited. Please welcome the lovely, the beautiful, the talented actor, improviser, comedian, and friend, Jacob Randall. And that's where like people would normally clap, but this is a recording. It's not like a live show. So anyway, I'm really excited to hear the voice notes and see how this conversation goes between Jacob and I, considering this is our primary form of communication in real life. Before we get going, I have announcements. No, I don't. I don't have shows coming up this week. Go home and enjoy yourself or go see other comedians. I don't care. I'm going to be in the woods. And then next week, you'll get to hear about that. But for now, please enjoy this episode of Voice Notes with Shyloh. Hey, Jacob Randall. I'm so excited that you're the first person to share voice notes with me on my Voice Notes podcast, especially because this is like you're one of the inspirations for this format. It's really going to be fun. Last week I had fun. And what I was doing was imagining like the friend I would send that voice note to, but it felt a little weird. So I'm really excited to have someone where we're actually exchanging voice notes, but like only the ones that we want the public to hear, right? Not the super late night ones or what. Anyway, but not the like my ADHD meds wore off and here's all my thoughts ones that I can send sometime. But I'm really excited that you're on here, and it's very fitting because I can't stop thinking about hot dogs, and that is another foundation to our friendship. I think it's because I'm hungry and it's lunchtime and I'm about to go get lunch, so I think I'll be okay in a minute. But thank you for doing this. I'm excited to keep talking to you throughout the week and see where the voice note journey takes us.
I know, I'm so excited for you as well. I was just thinking to myself the other day, there is nothing more important in the entire world or country than Shyloh having a podcast comprised of voice clips and memos and rambling thoughts. No, I'm just kidding. But it is important. You are important. You're valid. And I miss you and I love you. And that goes for all the listeners if this ends up not getting edited. Everybody's special.
It is 100%, absolutely, fundamentally, undeniably adorable that you think I would edit anything you send to me. Of course, I'm going to compile it and I'll edit myself to sound better. Duh. But no, I thank you. It is special. Everybody is special, as you said. Very important. I think it's just going to be fun. And it'll be a nice way to stay in touch with people and connect. I don't know. We'll see what it ends up being. Things are good. The new air conditioner is working out. It's a lot smaller, a lot less powerful. But the thing is, I can't handle the noise of the air conditioners to begin with, so I try not to run them. Even though this one is a little bit loud, I just try not to run them in general. But it was nice. I was thinking of you when I got my Menards rebate things to go to Menards with to try to get a new one before my building supervisor manager told me he had one that I could use. So that was nice, and thinking of you is always nice. And even the better part is that I still have those rebate checks because I haven't spent them, so I can still go to Menards and get snacks.
You telling me that I remind you of Menards is the greatest compliment I will ever receive. I love that store. I love the rebates. I love the rewards, the discounts. You can find anything you want in there. Food, clothes, household products. I mean, you name it, they've got it. And no one outside the Midwest knows what it is. So it's like our dirty little secret. And the fact that you got a free AC is really amazing. I mean, somebody is watching out for you.
Menards really is one of the best Midwestern secrets. It's one of the biggest joys of living here. It's delightful. And I do think that after this podcast episode, they should sponsor me. They should sponsor both of us. Say big money at Menards. That'd be hilarious. Oh my God, actually, that'd be great. They do the work. The folks at Menards, they do the work. They are looking out for the community, because I went there with rebate checks one time. I was doing art projects. I was doing like a project where I was like, I'm going to use all kinds of materials, and I was working with some old denim I had laying around the house. I wanted to bleach it, and I wanted to do it with stencils, so I took duct tape. I needed duct tape and I needed bleach so I could cut out the stencils and then bleach in the design. And so I go to Menards and I'm buying duct tape and bleach, and I'm thinking nothing of this. Nothing at all. This is a normal thing. I'm just doing an art project. And the cashier is just like, "Oh, what are you getting up to?" I'm like, "Oh, an art project." And she asked me so many questions, and here I think she's being friendly, and I go home and I'm telling people about this, and they're like, "She's making sure you're not murdering people." I was like, what a lovely interaction I had today at the Menards. And they're like, "No, they're checking on what you're up to." And I've had times before too where I'm buying like rope and tarp and things for, art projects. And the important questions that we should ask.
It's time for my confessions. Please cue up Justin Timberlake's confessions. I fell off the wagon and I started it again. I started buying and consuming bottled water. I have been off for over 2 years, a solid 2 years. I have not bought bottled water. I have not drank it because it's horrible for the environment. It's horrible for your body. It's full of microplastics. But all of a sudden, I started buying it again, and I can't get off. There's something about the convenience of it. I have had 6 today, okay? And I drink a lot of water. It's usually filtered in my Stanley knockoff that I got at Walmart. They're $14.99. If you don't have one, go get one. The ice will last you 2 days, okay? But these bottles, I'm telling you, I'm not recycling. I can tell I'm confessing everything now. There's no more secrets. I'm not recycling the bottles either. I'm just drinking it. I'm getting what's good and I'm getting out. And I just throw it right in the trash. I don't know what's happening to me, but I feel better talking about it. So if anyone's judging, maybe keep that to yourself. Look inward.
Does the recycling really get recycled anyway? I think some of it. You know what? I'm going to just keep doing it so that I don't have to worry about things. I don't have to think about it. And I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you. In 2025, in this world, who knows? Who even knows if anything matters? I'm just happy to hear that you're hydrating. I'm so glad to hear that you're hydrating. It's so important. But I don't know. I guess bottled water could be more convenient, but I think it's like, I find, I still have the water cup you gave me for my birthday, and I use it every single day with the straw. It says sometimes you forget you're awesome, so this is your reminder, and I drink out of that every day with ice water and sometimes lemonade, and I find that to be more convenient, just to have a thing and not have to go around and worry about disposing of and finding and paying for the plastic. And don't worry about the microplastics. We already have microplastics. They're already there. It's kind of like being like, oh, I'm worried about people having my data. Like, it's a big problem, big picture, but individually.
Also, I have been trying not to consume a lot of meat, and I don't really know exactly why. I just get lured into the meatless products. I've never liked pork. I feel guilty with pork. I'm not a big bacon person. But I found these like vegan gluten-free chicken strips, and the chicken is spelled with no I and no E. And I think it should say right on the bag, our chicken doesn't have eyes. Meaning, do you get it? Like, no animals were harmed. But, and I've been making them in the air fryer. They taste like cardboard. I'm not going to lie. I'm using it for salads and wraps as just a filler. I looked on the back at the ingredients. I figured it was made out of mushrooms or something. There are 60 ingredients in these things. I'm sure most of them were natural, but that turned me off. I was like, you know what? I'm going back to chicken. I cannot support 60 ingredients for one thing. That's too much. And then also, I bought these meatballs because I hate, if you've ever bought the pre-made meatballs, you know that there's sometimes like a gristly bit or like a weird texture thing in those. Like, the thought of it makes me feel like I could throw up. So I bought the meatless. I'm like, they'll be normal. They won't be full of random things. Oh no, I found a piece of something that was like a rubber band. Do not know what it could be. Have no idea. I'm just never going to eat a meatball again. So that's my, that's what all I've got to say about that.
I'm not convinced that our recycling isn't just going into the chicken. I know what you're talking about, that chicken stuff where it's like apostrophe N. And I am dyslexic. I am not the strongest reader at times. I can read just fine. I'm smart. I just feel like I have to clarify that for people because there are mean people in the world. And there's also a lot of nice people. But just for the mean ones, I want to clarify I'm capable of reading. I just have an interesting time with it when it comes to things like labels or reading out loud or seeing that a box of chicken is not actually chicken, and getting home and being distraught. I will never forgive that company, whoever they are, or the vegans. And I don't hate the vegans, but I will not forgive them for what happened when I ate that. So, on that note, there is at Aldi another Midwest gem. I don't know, do you have Aldi out there now? But at Aldi, they have these vegetarian, vegan, plant-based, whatever the PC word for it is now, meatballs and those are pretty good, and I haven't found any rubber bands in mine. They're okay, and I think it's just that they don't like go bad as much, which is maybe not better. I don't know, but I put them in pasta sometimes, and they're okay.
I've been desperately trying to get an agent. My goal was July 1. We are not even, as far as I know, we're not even circling the airport on July 1. But I'm trying, and that's all that matters. I've got new headshots. I've got a reel being made. I'm on every casting site known to man. I met someone over the weekend who's in the business. Did not jump at the opportunity to be my agent, but did tell me, you know, I usually tell people to lose 20 pounds, but you are going to need to bring your own wardrobe. I was like, oh my God. And I just said, you know what? I am used to bringing my own wardrobe. That's fine. Still didn't get a book, didn't get signed on or anything, but was insulted to my face. What more could you want? Not that I haven't been thinking about it every waking second since, but basically they implied that they don't even have shoes that will fit me. I'm just thinking, it's ridiculous. Anyway, do you have an agent?
No, I do not have an agent, but thank you. Oh my God, to think that I would. No, 100% head to toe, all me, baby. From my appearance to the writing, the recording, the jokes, the editing, the blah, blah, blah. It's apparent. It doesn't take, you don't have to look that closely. You can tell. This is one person just out here doing their best. That's what's going on here. I could maybe use some help, honestly, but so if you're listening, no, but yeah, I mean, aside from unsolicited advice, I don't have that. I hate that people are speaking to you that way. I hate it. Everything in me, my Taurus sun, Taurus moon, Scorpio rising is like activating into protector fight mode for you, because I don't think that's just like, unfortunately this industry's just fucking like that. And it's not, we shouldn't just accept it, and it's not okay, but we can't always control it, right? And that sucks. But no, you don't deserve that, and it's just shitty that things are like that. But you know what? You are beautiful, and you are talented, and you are going to get what you put into this, and you are persistent, and you will get what you were meant to get. And I believe in that. The people who are saying mean things or whatever, I believe deeply in like karma, or that you get what you put into this world. I believe that deeply. And yeah, they'll get whatever they get, and you'll get what you get, because you're working so hard and you're incredible. Yeah, I don't love that.
Do you remember my totally plausible, totally sane, normal theory that allegedly Taylor Swift, country superstar / pop whatever, is the Antichrist working toward a takeover of the world? She's like a sleeper cell agent / Antichrist, birthed from the devil, allegedly. So, because we don't, like, she doesn't have a childhood that we know of, which is very suspicious to me. I don't either, but at least, I was in northern Minnesota, so I've got an alibi, but she doesn't. So, I, like a year ago, made all these jokes, just jokes, saying Taylor Swift is the Antichrist. Anyway, I didn't realize the fan base, the Swifties, were going to, they didn't like that, okay? They didn't appreciate it. One of them took my name from my Instagram and like found all my old addresses and was sending it to me in the DMs and was like, oh, you live at blah, blah, blah in Duluth, Minnesota. I'm like, I haven't lived there in years. Oh, you live blah, 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 Minneapolis. And I'm like, wrong again, okay? Crystal, Minnesota, I lived in someone's attic. You're not finding anything. Well, this plot thickens because this crazy bastard, who also, I might add, is a working poet, don't understand how they're making money, but we support the arts, even though they're attacking me and I'm a victim all my life. I run into them and they're like, you look so familiar. And I'm like, and I was like, because you frickin' stalked me. Of course I look familiar. But I didn't want to out what I knew. So I just played it. I played dumb. I was like, oh, I don't know. We must have seen each other at an event. But it was weird. It was weird being face to face with that person. I had not seen in like a year. But they were crazy.
What were you thinking, effing with the Swifties? I just want to be clear to everybody that this podcast is not against Swifties or Swiftyism or anything related to Swifting it out. You are not a victim. You are not. I feel like you probably overlooked some things, but I don't believe that you didn't have the resources to know that this was going to be a problem and that someone was going to come for you. That being said, again, we're not against the Swifties here. I would never. But stalking's not okay. And I also want to make that very clear. This is the PSA section of the podcast where we just take a minute and send a voice note that says, don't hate the Swifties. Also, please don't stalk people. That is scary though. That is like weird and scary. I've had things where people we'll put it that way. I'm going to leave it there. I have had things that have freaked me out. And I never thought about Taylor Swift's childhood before, though. It's Pride weekend. What are you doing out there? I hope you're having fun. I hope you do fun things out there for Pride, I'm sure. I'm sure it's wild and wet and all the things. Last night was Thursday. I did this really amazing Pride show at Brewhaven Brewing, Brouhaha, and it was so good. The place was full, and everyone was so like laughing to the point I even forgot to say one of my punchlines, that like one of my best ones. And I think the reason is because they were already like laughing so much at the joke. I think my brain kind of went, oh, you told the joke, let's move on. And I went back and watched the tape. I was like, I forgot to say the funniest part. And I think they would have actually maybe died if I had done that. So everything happens for a reason. So it's good maybe that I didn't say it, but I'll do it again later. And on Sunday, I actually get to carry that flag. I said flag with an L. Don't make it weird. I do get to do that. The big pride flag at the beginning of the parade. And that's going to be awesome. And then just doing stuff in the middle. I have a show so tomorrow as well. So that's even in another city. So oops. Look at me always thinking ahead on my scheduling, and so I'm actually not going to have a Saturday night Pride experience here, but we'll make it Pride. Anyway, I hope you're doing a Pride thing. Update on all those things I told you I was working on. The people I was working with at the show, incredible. Thank you. Wow. The audience, incredible. Thank you. Holy shit. Drove home in a tornadic episode of weather. Today I was trying to tell someone about it. I was like, I drove home in a tornado, but not really a tornado. And they're like, do you mean tornadic weather? So tornadic is my new word for the word book. It was incredible. The whole day, just everything about it. Then today, Sunday, June 30th, 29th, I think, Pride, Minneapolis Pride, I got to, with a group of amazing people from the Aliveness Project, carry the opening flag for the parade, which is, again, incredible and just lovely and such an honor. And wow, like what a good day. Had a Euro with my girlfriend and lunch with my friends in the park, and ran around the park, did the whole Pride thing, feeling really good about all of it. And how incredible it has been just to like even have either of these opportunities for Pride or for comedy, and just like really taking that time to do like small things and trust yourself and put yourself in the right places, and understand when you're not in the right places, and it all plays out, and I am riding high on a great weekend into this next week. So thank you, Jacob, for doing the podcast. It's been really fun to do this with you, and I appreciate you, and I wish you all the best of luck in the upcoming things.
My name is Jacob Randall. I'm an international superstar comic / actor / improviser. I don't have anything to plug right now. If you want more information, please follow my Instagram at JACOBRANDALLLLLL. At one time, my Instagram had like 15 L's. I literally didn't even know how many it had. I just had like held down the L's. And then once you get logged out, you have to put in your username. And I didn't know, like, I literally did not know what it was exactly because I had done too many L's. I didn't count them. There was no thought. I was being so crazy and just pushed the L's. So yeah, I changed it. I think there's only 4 now, which is totally fine. Anyway, if you're not going to support me, support Shyloh, because Shyloh is the light of my life. She and I go together like a hot dog and a bun. That is not sexual, okay? We just love hot dogs. I just realized I said I don't eat pork earlier. I'm just hoping all the hot dogs that I've been eating lately are beef, because if they're not, I'm a freaking liar and a hypocrite, which some people listening to this already know that is true. So anyway, that's all I have for now.
Thank you for listening to Voice Notes with Shyloh. Extra special thank you to our very first guest, Jacob Randall. Make sure to follow him on all the platforms with all the L's. You can follow me at shylohblake on all the platforms. That's SHYLOHBLAKE. And please make sure to like and review. I almost said report. Don't report. Like and review this podcast on all the things you're using. You could share it too. You could even share it. Tell people it's good. You could do that. I would love it. I would actually really love that. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a incredibly lovely Pride, and I hope you have a very good 4th of July. And most importantly, please make sure to take a moment somewhere in your day to send someone in your life a nice little voice note.